welcome to another Sunday night. I feel like we need music.
Hey guys, Brian, as you guys are coming on, Brian's like, "Are you muted?" I'm like, "No."
I was actually muted this time, so we're in good shape.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I felt like we need a better.
Trying to say hi.
We need a better intro. I mean, I love our waves and it's nice, but I want music.
All right.
And now that I learned how to edit,
Brian worked hard on editing today. You guys aren't going to see it because it's a private video.
I did.
But he did a good job.
I did. Some people. Wow, a lot of new people jumping in here. I've seen some good. I mean, welcome back,
guys. I'm saying
apparently word spread from last week.
I mean, I'm so far behind, and I just typed in a bunch of names. I see you all. I'm reading them all. I can't keep up. Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us.
I think we may have hit a little hot button last week.
Hot topic.
Possibly. I think we did. I think we did.
People like talking about this stuff.
Oh yes. So
guys, we didn't hit like half of what we wanted to talk about last week, and you guys had some great comments in the conversation. We even said we were going to come back to some of those things, and we didn't make it back. So tonight we are doing cruise etiquette.
Love it so nice. We had to do it twice.
Part 2. So yeah, we're gonna keep talking about this because there's so many things. There's so many things that get under people's skin.
You know what really grinds my gears? Oh, it's an expression.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say.
No. See, you don't watch Family Guy, and that's.
No, I get what it means.
The biggest
Brian.
problem in our entire relationship.
I'm not a Family Guy fan. Sorry. I mean, I get the humor. It doesn't keep my interest.
So let's welcome in all of our etiquette ranters. Who wants to rant about? All right.
First of all, etiquette. For all of those people who changed their clocks this weekend, I felt like we were back on the NCL breakaway.
Hey, forward, back.
Oh man, I'm editing. Guys, I told you it would be up by this weekend. Of course, it's not yet. I'm still editing close to Maya, and I keep laughing because my intro clip is just so funny because I'm like literally like I'm so tired. Anyway.
Well, let's say hello to everybody real fast, and then let's jump into some what really drives you nuts on a cruise. So we'll say hello to Desiree Hall first in the chat. Thank you again, Desiree, for the super chat. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Cruise nuts are here. Mike and Tracy, hello. Scott McNeil has joined us. Hello. Cruise Seekers here. Rob, how are you doing? Good to see you. Have Luggage Will Travel and Have Pit Will Barbecue. Both halves of Have Luggage Will Travel are here with us this evening, hopefully enjoying that new shiny barbecue because it looks just fantastic. Daniel, thank you for joining us. I hope your movie wins there, but the real show is right here. It's right here. We should should we put in for an Oscar?
You're in rare form today.
Is that how that works?
He's been like this all day. He's been cranky. You've been off.
No, I'm in a bad mood.
And now you just have bad jokes. So
yes. Hey, GB Fat Cat, how are you? Nice to see you. I think I pronounced that right. Brian from How We Cruise is here.
Mass Cruiser says, don't forget to give this live stream a thumbs up. Thank you so much. From parts where unknown, right?
Kevin Brubaker is back. Hello. He's going to be king of the chat again this week. Let's see. We'll see who the king of the chat is going to be this week. He had some real zingers last week. Melissa McDonald has joined us. Hello. How are you?
Hi, Melissa.
Let's see. Who else do we
have your hair
with us? Mom is here, of course. Hello, Mom. How are you? Thank you for joining us. As you said, the Mass Cruiser is here with us. Wanda from Cruising for Food is here. Hello. How are you? Tony G 1975, Julie Amos is here, and Janus Adventures has joined us. Heidi Lascombe, nice to see you in the chat.
You're going so fast.
I'm not putting them on the screen this time because
it's
I feel
okay,
like you yell at me that they go fast. So I'm just trying to acknowledge the.
Feel free to leave a comment, especially if you're a regular in our lives. Feel free to drop an opinion here. When we go back, I like to go back and watch our live streams a lot because I like to see what I said, if I said something right or wrong or stupid or whatever. And I said to Brian, I yelled at him. He clicks on comments and clicks right off of them. I'm like, dude, I can't read that. It's so fast. And then you put back up the silly howwecruise@gmail.com. Nobody cares about that. They know how to get a hold of us.
Hold on, I'll take that down because that's in the way.
And leave up a comment until you need to take it down.
What do you want to put up? You want to put up that?
I hate the ticker.
I could take that down then.
All right.
Okay.
All right, sorry, we digress.
Oh, hold on.
Now you lost your
chat.
chat.
I lost the chat. There it is. Oh, now we're at the bottom. Oh,
we're so off tonight. Oh my gosh.
Oh
What is going on with
All right.
us?
Well, no, there's a few other people that joined us. I said Jeremy from JNS Adventures is here. Lauren Lives Life is here. Felicia from SCT Adventures is here. Hello, Felicia. How are you? Nice. Thank you for joining us. Destination Fun is here. Hello to Danny and Shire. Thank you for joining us. And Stephanie Jacobs has joined us this evening. Thank you for staying up late with us. Thank you for joining us. I think we have said hello to everybody. No, we missed one. We missed a very important one. Hello, Chris Cram. How are you this evening? Hopefully you got our email earlier, so that's great. And I think now I am finally caught up. So let's pick it up where we left off. Last week, Julia's laying down the law tonight. That's what have. Oh no! Now I got to click on him.
Oh, somebody said that. Oh yeah, that's Josh. I am Josh. You know.
Leave button alone.
So apparently, I got my support squad. You got your support squad.
Hashtag Team Julie. Hashtag Team Brian in the chat. Oh, Blind Cruisers are here. Hello, how are you?
Guys.
Nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining us.
AJ,
Hi,
Melody.
AJ and Melody. Mary Ellen Dillon is here.
Hi, Mary Ellen.
So let's talk. Last week we started with.
So you want to do like a recap really, really quick?
Yes.
We started with chair vultures. That's what I call them. People who snag those chairs at the pool. We went to elevators. One thing we didn't talk about elevators though. It drives me crazy when you're waiting for an elevator.
Don't go to new stuff yet.
I know, but okay. But somebody then like this is the recap. And then they walk up and they cut you off. And like you've been standing there waiting. And then all of a sudden the doors open and like they walk in front of you. Come on, guys. What else we talk about? We talked about we didn't get very far after that. I think we had a lot of chat going on.
talked about.
We talked a little bit about like the buffet and touching food.
I think just mentioning chairs and elevators, and people were ready to kill everybody.
I know.
Very violent in the chat. It was
All right. So
pretty sure somebody said throw somebody overboard.
Yeah. So where do we want to go next? Guys, throw it in the chat. Oh, somebody talked about, are we ready to go into new stuff?
Well, the other thing, I mean, that's kind of related to that other thing where people talked about status.
Status, yes.
Remember people saying, somebody said, I don't mind talking in an elevator as long as somebody doesn't tell me how many thousands of cruises they've been on.
Right.
And this just goes to the status thing. But one of the things that we did on our last, was it our last Royal Caribbean cruise?
No caste system here in our cruising. I mean, if you have status, you definitely get perks and privileges. But at the same time, everybody's still there cruising, and you shouldn't feel entitled when it puts down other guests' places.
That thing that was related to the other thing about the thing. You were there. You talked about
that guy wearing jeans. Yeah,
the guy with the hair in the pants.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, no, we were talking about. We did mention status, and we don't want to. We're not like a news thing, but we did see something very cool yesterday. That is no longer there today.
Oh, okay. So really quick, we're talking cruise etiquette today, but let's bring in a little bit of cruise news. We like to be able to come back to the replay for this stuff. We like this stuff to stay relevant. So if you're watching on the replay and this is no longer relevant, I apologize. We'll be really quick with it. Let's talk about status. And we have purchased the key before, the key on Royal Caribbean, and it's like buying status. You don't have the status yet, but it gives you priority embarkation, debarkation, gives you your special lunch. It gives you special times to do different things. So it's like buying status, right? So yesterday, Royal Caribbean, all of a sudden introduced. And I have it brought up on my phone so I can read it. Introducing Premier Pass. So they're introducing it, right?
Introducing
our newest and most innovative vacation package for 2 guests. It offers a series of unique cruise experiences to elevate your vacation to the next luxurious level. And it goes on, blah, 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 blah. But so the price on this, on Royal Caribbean, was $89.99 per package. Okay, so this is for 2 people, $89.99. And it included a welcome bottle of
champagne.
Yeah, some sort of bubbly something. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to say it.
Just call it booze.
Priority embarkation and debarkation, inside access tour for 2 guests, the officer's lunch for 2 guests, unlimited internet access for 2 devices.
Hold on, Amanda. Don't get too excited.
Captain's toast and photo, wine pairing with a sommelier for 2 guests.
Sommelier.
And the wine, that's what I said. And the wine is complimentary. And laundry service, which I know is big to Amanda. 1 bag per stateroom. Man, guys, what a deal. $89.99. You get all that, right? For your cruise. For the packages for the length of your cruise. We jumped right on that. Mm-hmm. And I know a bunch of other people that jumped right on that, mm-hmm. right? We have cruises coming up. We said, let's do this. We wonder.
Where'd he go? Keith Williams says, yes. Isn't that for celebrity cruises? You're
Bingo.
Right. It is.
And Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are sister companies.
And thank you for joining us, Keith, because we didn't say hello to you yet. So
sister companies. Celebrity does offer this. However, it's interesting because on the post, you guys aren't going to be able to see my phone here, but on the post
don't
here.
Do Josh.
I know. I do, Josh. On the post here at Premier Pass, it does say introducing Premier Pass, our newest and most innovative vacation. Now, Celebrity's been doing this, right? And it's at a great price. So you're thinking, okay, maybe they're trying to bring this over to Royal. Totally what I read into it.
That's how I thought too.
Great introductory price to get people interested in trying this or doing this. Although the question was asked, is this right? Is this correct? Sure enough, today, all over, there's people posting. I called and asked, Facebook messaged and asked, and they're saying, nope, in fact, it was a mistake. That is supposed to belong only to Celebrity, which I'm not sure I buy because the way the post was written, introducing.
Yeah.
And the price is not the same as what you see on Celebrity. So
it's much higher on Celebrity.
I'm wondering, some sort of mistake was made, whether they were supposed to introduce it at a different rate,
I'll put this one back up. Rob said it here. It's kind of like the $18 drink package. That has to be a mistake.
Yeah.
Someone got fired.
So the question is.
This is why we can't have interns.
The question is, I mean, first of all, talk about buying status. So we can go back to that with our etiquette thing. But like, are we going to get refunded? We're definitely going to either get refunded our money or they're going to honor who they offered it to and then just not offer it anymore. It's already down. It's off the site. You can't find it. Earlier today, it was still there. You could click on it, but it just read sold out. Mm-hmm. Now it's down and off completely. Mm-hmm. So, we may not get it.
Whose side are you on, Josh? Come on. I thought we were friends here, bud. Come on.
Thank you, Josh.
Hello, Lori. Thank you for joining us. Blaine from Really Creative Travel is here. Thank you for joining us. I agree with Kevin. I deserve a free cruise because of their mistake. And I think we should make it a free group cruise. That's what I think. That's
Let's
hot tubs for everybody.
Let's tie that into and give
hot tubs and speedos.
How
for
many
everybody.
People really do kind of get all up in companies' faces and be like, "You made a mistake. You owe me."
Yeah,
they don't owe you anything.
They don't owe you nothing. You got to read the fine print. Oh, so all right. So let's jump into etiquette things, right? Yeah, so, when you purchase a cruise, you are purchasing just that. You're purchasing a cruise, and once you're on that ship, the captain pretty much owns you. He can go wherever he wants, or she, I forgot about that. He can go wherever they want, stop wherever they want. They can skip a port. They can leave out of New Jersey and say, hey, let's go to Bermuda. Nope. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the Northeast. They can do whatever they want. And it's in the fine print of your cruise contract.
I mean, it's all for safety and to keep everybody safe and whatever, but sure. Of course. But also, I don't know. There's products recalled all the time.
Right. Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel is here. Hello. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you in the chat. Danny D, the super supporter, is here. Danny, I hope you get your shirt soon. It's only been like 7 months. I hope it gets there very soon. It should
hasn't been 7 months.
I know.
But goodness,
Teespring issues.
So let's go there real quick. For those of you still waiting for vlogger shirts from Teespring, I know that a bunch of you have started getting them. I've been seeing people post on Facebook. Teespring seems to be quite slow lately, mm-hmm. and we're having a completely different issue with them after the bloggers too. So we are considering and looking for different companies. So if you have a suggestion or a thought, feel free to share it with us.
Yes. Wanda says the only people they owe are the stockholders. Now I own 1 share of Carnival stock. So
3.
Oh, it's 3. Oh, you bought 2 more. Thanks. That's where.
No, we do. We own just a a handful, very, very.
And I deserve. We
don't own our 100 to get our $100.
And I deserve elite status, and the captain should let me drive the ship because I own 1 share of stock.
Yeah.
3 shares. 3 shares.
We own less than 100. How's that?
Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. What only my Kevin, you do he's the king of the comments. It's what only my Julie owns me. I mean, no, she doesn't. Blink twice
I'm
if
pretty-
you blink twice if
I'm
you
pretty
need help.
sure.
Kev.
I'm pretty sure Julie's pretty on top of it.
Yeah. I don't know if you would let me wear a Speedo like she let him wear.
Oh, let
Not
you do
saying I
whatever you
want to.
want.
Not
I'm not
saying
saying
I'm
that
trying.
I'm not gonna make fun of you. Hey,
Nautical Nurse Nancy's
Nancy.
here. Hi guys, just joining me. You're talking about this premiere package. I got my hopes up, but now I'm not in on it. Again, flashback to the $18.
Here's the thing,
Yes.
Nancy. We got in on it, and they're telling us no, they're just going to refund us, and we're not even going to get the benefit of it. I'm just, but I'm holding my breath. I still think they're going to hold strong. I think they're going to honor it. We'll see. We'll let you know. We bought it for our June 23rd, 2023 Oasis group cruise, which by the way is sold out.
Yes.
Sorry if you missed that boat, but
Well, and you know what happened?
See
You know
what
what
I did.
happened? It didn't actually get sold out. They actually took 1 room back because we didn't sell it in time.
no.
That's in the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're very good at segues, Rob, and that's a good segue into the segue. So, don't yell at the crew. Yes, we did talk about not yelling at the crew.
Okay.
So there were a few people that wanted to talk about some things, and they brought up. So we did leave it off last week with. We'll kind of do these two together.
Okay, because I was gonna say we were sitting at dinner tonight with the kids, and
yes,
we already had a list of things that we wanted to talk about.
Ooh, another segue.
Especially things that had come up last week that we didn't get to come back to. We got door slammers on the list. We got talking loud. We had a couple things that came up that we said, "Oh, we're gonna come back," and we didn't make it. So we said to the kids,
May I? Sure, Wanda, you can have 100% of nothing I have left behind. It's all for you.
So we said to the kids, what do you guys want to talk, or what do you guys think? What's cruise etiquette? And it was so funny, man. They are 8, 9, and 11. And man, they were rattling them off like that. They had some really, really, really good stuff. So I'm proud that we're raising good cruisers.
Yes, they were
so
very on top of the etiquette, and they were very, and they even started with, "Don't be late to dinner."
That was the first thing that we talked about. Don't be late to dinner. We typically do main dining room. I mean, when we're with the kids, once in a while we'll do a specialty dining, but main dining room is great for us. It's a nice dinner out. The kids can order anything they want. They could try new things. It's really great. We get there, and there have been once or twice. You can usually see it in our vlog where we're rushing in at the last minute, especially when we're at a port. I don't think we've ever shown up more than, I want to say, I think we've been about 12 to 13 minutes late, which is crazy because there have been times that we have raced so fast, but we always get there under 15 minutes late. But we have been a little bit late. Typically, we're about 5 minutes early or so. We wait, we go in with the doors, no problem. But
now that's recently, but let's clarify though, we're talking about the set dinner seating.
The set dinner seating, not my time, not a specialty dining. This is the main dining room, and we're talking. You have a 5:30 or a 6 o'clock. We always do with earlier seating, so either a 5:30 or a 6 o'clock seating time. So they talked about when people show up late, and it's funny because there was just a post about this the other day, and somebody had posted on one of the Facebook groups. We showed up to dinner. I think they were more than 20 minutes late. I forget exactly what the post said, but it said something along the lines of they were so late, but they had a younger kid. I want to say like 1 to 2 years old. So
I wish we knew what that was.
It's expected that they may be running late, and they felt very, very rushed. And the servers were rude, and they rushed them, and they whatever. And the comments really were very supportive of the staff, saying, well, listen, you showed up to an early seating and you were late. They still have to be prepared for their second seating.
It's very important to be on time, which is a nice segue to saying hello to Together We Travel. Richard is here. PMB's Wild World Reports is here. And thank you for finally joining us, Sharon at Sea Travel.
Guys, he's in rare form tonight.
Oh my goodness. And we haven't even hit kick count yet. So
my legs are cut. I think I'm too tired to kick you. Yeah. So like, be on
the
time.
travel agent's here too. Thank you for
Be
joining
on
us.
time to those seatings because
Yes. Well, because think about
or at least
it.
if you're running that late, you could show up and say, listen, can we please skip the we know we're running late. Let's skip our appetizers. Maybe we can just order our entrees, or we'll skip dessert, or, figure it out. Talk to your server, see if there's something that they could do to accommodate you, but don't be upset with them if they're trying to rush you because they still have a job to do.
Right. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, Rob from here, there, Rob is here. There, yeah, no, that's not Rob. That's There to Hear Travels. That's
not here today.
No,
tomorrow. There to Hear Travels.
There to Hear Travels. I'm sorry.
You're misreading.
I am misreading. Maybe I should go get those glasses they've been telling me to get for the last 3 years. But no, that's accepting that I'm old and that won't happen. I'd rather just squint at the chat.
Let's tell everybody what you're doing on Tuesday.
No, that's not. I'm just going to squint at the chat. I have 5 kids.
Brian has a physical on Tuesday.
I have 5 kids and was never late to anything. A 1-year-old is no excuse. Julie, hats off to you. I have no idea how you did that because
you're amazing.
That's just, yes. Rob says if you're late, then switch to the my time for that evening. Don't stress out the crew. Absolutely. Because there is a early seating and a late seating.
But Mr. Hot snack.
I don't know what I said.
You opened your mouth.
That's it. Showing up late to the live the exact moment you're showing up, you'll be late. Perfect timing. And your check's in the mail for that. Jeffrey's Angel is here. Thank you for joining us. Nice to see you. But yeah, no, because there's the early seating, there's the late seating, and they have to get all the people from the early seating out the door in time for the late seating. And that one time we showed up pretty late, we're watching them turn the table.
It wasn't pretty late. It was still under 15 minutes, but yeah,
it
does throw them off. It throws us off, and it throws everybody off. And just be mindful. I think be courteous and mindful. You can't be. I'm going to come back to that word entitlement. Just because you're on a vacation and you're paying for the service doesn't mean that they have to.
You're not the only one there.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to.
Heidi says their etiquette is doing my time, your time, because you never know if we want to go to the MDR or when. That way, no one is being inconvenienced. Plus, your time, we have asked for the same team. Yeah, that's a great point. You can always go in and ask for the same team. That's part of the relationships you build with the crew on these ships. I mean, we love our waiters.
And even if you don't, because we really do like the set time, and I totally appreciate the people that do the my time. So we like the early seating. If we're running that late, we know that we just have to find alternative dining. And that's the wonderful thing about a cruise, right? Like we could go to the buffet. We could go to get pizza wherever we are. We could go to a multitude of other restaurants that are still included within our cruise fare and get a nice dinner. So I'm not worried about it. If we really are that late, we're going to miss it.
Sharon C says we are never on time for anything. I feel your pain. I don't think... we're not very, very good at that. Let's see. Oh, Danny says the spread shop. So yeah, we did try spread shop. Yeah. We'll have to go back.
We're gonna have to go back to that. For a while we were working on both of them at the same time.
Yeah. Wanda says spread shop. Yeah, it looks like spread shop's gonna be.
We just never went live with it. Yeah.
No, we didn't because there was logo issues.
Oh, okay.
That was when we still had the YouTube logo on our thing.
Weird. We're learning as we go, guys.
Wow. Julie said they had a group of 22 on a New Year's cruise and they all showed up on time for everything.
That's awesome.
Well, I think now you're just bragging. I mean,
I'm with you, Julie. I feel you. That's awesome. So let's go along the same tone and the same notes of this being on time, because that was just a comment on our video from last week. Somebody had made a comment under the video that said, how about, I should have pulled up the exact comment, but like the people who cut in line, like how about
cutters? We don't like cutters.
Let's see.
Richard got it.
Chat for a minute.
Is bragging. I'll chat amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. We had a topic.
So what about people who cut in line, Ryan?
No. So what the comment was that
I'm pulling it up as
you can pull up the actual comment. But our kids were talking about it too. When we were sitting at dinner.
It was Katie's number one thing. She said, somebody cuts in line for me at the ice cream. She goes, man, I was waiting for ice cream and somebody just walked right in front of me and I'd been waiting there and they took the next cone. And then Brian referred to the buffet. He's like, I was waiting in the buffet, and then somebody walked up in front of me. And then Katie kept coming back to it like 3, 4, 5 times. She had so many different examples of things that actually happened to her. And here she is. She's our youngest. She's 8 years old, and she's recognizing that, you know what, dude?
I was waiting in line for my ice cream, and somebody jumped in front of me and got their ice cream, and it was like, oh,
yeah. So, you know.
Well, and then Brian mentioned too that when we were up on, we usually get our kids a soda package, and
oh yeah,
Brian would go when we're up at the pool. This kind of touches 2 different ones here. But Brian would go to the bar, up to the not that Brian's going to the bar, relax, calm, but he's going to get his soda from the bar, and the bartenders would not acknowledge him standing at the bar.
I've actually witnessed this,
and he's tall enough, he can be seen, but you know,
I've seen other kids too get this.
You know, people jumping in front of each other at bars, and oftentimes we've seen a lot of people, and this is I think the good cruise etiquette. Oh, I believe so-and-so, I believe this person was here before me. And we've actually seen a couple of adults even say, this kid is trying to get a soda or something like that. And I don't think it's that the bartenders are ignoring the kids.
No, I definitely think they gravitate towards where they know they're going to get the tips and things of that sort. I don't think it's done maliciously, but I do think that they kind of bypass the kids a little bit. We do, when our kids have a soda package, allow, or mocktails or whatever, we allow them to go up to the bar. If we're at the pool, I'll say, okay, you can walk up there and go order your soda, your Coke, your Shirley Temple, or your virgin, pina colada. No problem. But we see them get passed a lot. So as an adult, whenever I'm there, and this has happened a bunch of times, I try, even if I'm there after the kid or whatever, or before, if there's a child there, I always try to lean the bartender over. Why don't you take care of them first, and then I try to even throw them maybe a little bit of an extra.
Heidi says people are rude to the kids. They are little, they can wait. Or I didn't see them. Adults are more rude than the kids, in my honest opinion. Yes, I agree with you.
And every time that I have seen this happen, every single time, I have seen these kids be so patient. They're just so polite. And I'm not talking about our kids. I'm talking about other kids. Like I've just seen every time this happens, they're just so polite and they just wait there patiently, which is really nice. And that's not always the case when you see an adult standing at the bar.
Richard, I'll be joining you momentarily, and Julie will be in the live stream by herself because hockey takes priority. I understand.
Let's talk
Just
about
hit the thumbs up before you leave, and then you're excused. That's fine.
Thanks for checking in.
By.
Thank you. Let's talk about the people standing at the bar waiting for the drink, tapping their card.
Oh yeah, no.
Giving the dirty looks, like getting
kind
of angry.
It's not a college bar where you wave your 20. It doesn't work that way.
Kind of getting angry, kind of like throwing down comments.
Chris, yes, definitely. They can cut at the buffet, but not the ice cream line. No, definitely not the ice cream line.
I just saw.
Matthew learned to flash the card and make eye contact. Exactly. Right. Yep. You gotta, but not tap it, right? It's a polite, like, hi, I'm ready to order, like that kind of thing. Yep. Mm-hmm, absolutely. But let's jump into
I actually will hold my cash tip next to my card and hold that out too. But I don't expect to be taken before anybody else. I have no problem waiting my turn. I mean, you wait, whatever, but there are definitely people who get very aggravated and they start tapping the card. I found that comment.
So let's talk about that because we love talking about lines.
It was by Barbara Doltra 8775. Not allowing masses of people to cut in line because they got to the venue late is the best advice. Mm-hmm.
Now remember the old days we were talking about, like, one person would go into like the main show and like lay down across like 3 rows of seats and be like, I'm saving this section.
Especially in some of those ones that have the table and the big round, whatever, they go like reserve like the whole thing, whatever. Now, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of a gray area here. I feel like there is circumstances and times where it's okay to go, to send somebody to kind of grab your area and your seats, but it's not okay to take advantage of that or have one person and then all of a sudden that turns into 10 when everybody else kind of showed up and was there to claim their spot. So it definitely has to be done with tact and taste. Is it okay for one person to stand in line, the other person to get a drink or run up to the room and get their sweater? Yes. But not for 10 to jump in.
Mike and Maria are here.
Or
And
5.
happy birthday to Maria.
Happy birthday, Maria.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for jumping in.
But yes, it's definitely, saving seats for a minute or one, but not like one person saving seats for,
even the lines. Nancy has a good comment here. Also, people who skip the line when you're waiting to get on board after a very busy port day. Yep.
Yes. Walking back, you're walking down the pier, going possibly running down the pier. We'll see. One way to avoid a crowd getting back on the ship is to be a pier runner. No, that's terrible advice. Definitely don't do that. A lot of hilarious videos out there on that, but definitely don't do that.
Don't risk it, guys.
No. Let's see. Julie just flashes cash and yells "dirty martini." Something like that. It goes a little bit like that. Let's see what else here. Get into the cabana, reserving 4 seats in the show. Yes. So again, reserving 4 seats, but not like a whole.
Yeah, like the whole row.
But here's the question. Like, what's the line?
Well, that's why I said
4 seats okay, but 5 seats isn't.
Well, that's what
I
said. There's a gray area, right?
Right.
I mean, especially you show up and you're waiting, and like everybody sees it, and it happens every single time. Oh, that's the other really funny thing Katie said. Oh, and I'll come right back to that. But like, all of a sudden, a half an hour before whatever, there's 10 people in line, and then 5 minutes later, there's 40 people in line, and all of a sudden they're all in front of you. How did that happen?
What if Brian and Jamie are grabbing seats on the Prima for their wives? Well, see, that's called survival. I enjoy when I get on a ship in a certain embarkation port to get off the ship in the same debarkation port. So, or debarkation, disembarkation. We could really argue about that one too. But I don't want to get thrown overboard. So I will, at all lengths, make sure that Julie is happy for the length of our cruise, because I don't want to be
funniest thing that Katie said as we're talking about this with the kids is she goes, "Mom, they are on every single one. I think it's the same person. I see her at every single cruise we've ever been on. She's always there." She was like, she was blaming the same person, and she was dead serious. But like, it made me laugh because she's so right. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what, guys? This stuff is always gonna happen, and that's why we're talking about it. It's a little bit of a mix of an education session, but also a little bit of just a venting. Like, you know what? Sometimes it helps to just kind of be like, oh, all right.
All right. So Kevin and Wanda.
It never ruins my cruise, ever, not once.
Let's finalize these seat things. Kevin says the rule would be 1 seat per couple, but not an entire family. I asked the evil queen about line jumpers. She works at our local amusement park. It was brutal to the line jumpers. Wanda had a comment.
Kev, I'll give you 2 seats per couple. I think 1 seat per person.
Wanda says, I agree, save 1 seat. I've seen people save multiple seats and the show starts and people don't even show up. Now, one thing that we've done.
That's just it. There has to be a line of when you release that seat too. Mm-hmm. You know what? Because if that person's not going to show up, or they show up now, let's talk about really getting to etiquette. Now they show up late. They're not even there before time.
Late's not good.
So the show's already started. So now you're double etiquetting it, right? They're not coming in. They're walking into the venue late.
Oh, that was a comment up here.
We can talk about
walking in late,
leaving late, now, and not leaving gracefully.
So I can walk down into the front and take the front row at my 5'6". But like Josh at 6'7" can't walk down and take the front row once the show started, right? That's how that works. There's a height thing. That's how that works. See, advantages
I
to
haven't
being.
thought about that. I really never thought about that. I've never been in that situation, but I don't know. I've never
late. The front seats are not
Josh,
for you.
Where
down
do you sit in the
in front.
I mean, I think that despite your height, I think you should have the right to sit wherever you want. But maybe don't come in late and sit there.
I think Josh said it before. Hello, Tony Diaz. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Let's see. Do not come in late and try to sit in the front row. Now, I'll say when we were on the Carnival Magic, who wanted a sweatshirt? Somebody wanted a sweatshirt. Somebody had to go to the bathroom. Something. And you went upstairs with 2 kids, and I stayed down with 1 kid and tried to save 3 more seats. And that was when I had the seat.
It would have had to be on a bathroom thing. I wouldn't take 2 kids to the room to get a sweatshirt.
No, you left with 2 for some reason, and I stayed there with Brian, and we were trying to find seats in the comedy show, and that was when they took the chair away from me, and I almost got into a fight with him.
No, you're right. Okay, this was in a small venue. It was at the comedy venue. It was the kid-friendly show. It was the early seating. We found nice seats in the back in case we had to leave, but it was also filling up pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And we had right in the back, like at the stool.
But we were there.
We were there. You're right. Mm-hmm. Katie needed a sweatshirt, and maybe Kev had to go to the bathroom. So I did. You and Brian stayed. I took the 2 of them. We were going to come. We were already there and sitting for a good few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. There was still plenty of time before the show, but we had time to go get whatever the sweatshirt and go to the bathroom. I took the 2 kids. I come back, and like people were just like vultures. So like, there's an instance where like we actually had seats. We were sitting there. We left to go, like I said, get a sweatshirt and go to the bathroom and come back. And we're there in plenty of time before the show.
Oh, people are grabbing chairs. I'm like, excuse me. People are sitting there. They're like, they're not here now. I'm like,
yeah. Mom said she got booted and came back, and now she can't comment. It's all right, Ma. You can text me.
Keith says, "Oh my, yeah." I will leave it nameless.
Keith Williams.
I will leave it nameless as to who took the chair.
They literally did take the chair, and actually,
because he is a very beloved carnival employee, so I will not say who.
Was that the same one? I thought that was a different one.
No. Okay. He and I almost threw down. It was we did. Hey Z, congratulations on 60 days. So good.
Z, I love when you come in and we get to see your latest update. So that's awesome.
Nancy says the saga of the sweatshirts. Yes, and we did. If you watch the vlog, we did actually find Katie's sweatshirt.
We always have sweatshirt issues, don't we?
Yes,
Lots
we
of
do.
sweatshirt issues.
Yes, we do.
So let's move on.
What else we got?
Okay, so
all right. So we've got.
How about let's go with because this was a comment last week, and I feel really bad. I said I don't remember who said it. They said let's talk about the door slammers. I said, oh, that's a good one. We'll come back to it, and then we didn't have time to come back to it. So let's talk about the door slammers.
The door, and we'll
how do you guys feel about that?
We'll loop door slammers into hallway noise.
And the kids mentioned this too. Even then, they were like, they don't like when people are yelling in the hallway or being really loud in the hallway. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. First of all, I mean, doors do slam. They're especially with if you're in. We do balconies a lot with the wind and the whatever. Mm-hmm. It happens, and sometimes it happens accidentally. But then there's those people that just constantly are like in and out and slam and drop and boom.
Well,
boom,
I was very conscious of it. We had that one group cruise. The June group cruise where all of our rooms were like right by each other. And Scott, yep, that was you who brought that up. Thank you for bringing that up. We're finally getting back to you. Thank you for coming back this week to address your comment. We'll get to all the comments eventually. It just sometimes it takes us a little bit.
We don't.
Next March we'll be addressing the comments from the previous live stream. But that last group cruise we were on, and everybody's rooms were right in the same area, and we had a lot of people with us that hadn't cruised before, and they're walking out in the halls and how does this shirt look, and does this match, and I'm like, quiet down, and it wasn't even late. It was getting ready for dinner. It was not disturbing anyone.
The other thing though too is when in those circumstances, like those rooms and those cabins are literally across the hall, here, and you have a group all together, and they're like all like right here, so they're not like running down the hall and say this and back and forth and being.
I'm proud to say we've never had to yell at our kids for running up and down a hallway.
Not yet. I mean, I hope we never do, but you know what? With the kids, they'll learn. And we will definitely be on top of it. So one of the things that we do, does anybody else do this? Because there are times that we want especially if we're traveling with other people with cabins near us, we want to leave our door open. We bring the bungee cord and the magnet.
Bungee cord. Mm-hmm.
So we bungee cord around the handle of our door, and we put a really strong magnet on the outside. And then we tie our door open so that way the door stays open and it doesn't slam and it can stay open. So the kids can go back and forth between their room and our room, or grandma and granddad's room and their room. And so that's really helpful. Does anybody else use the bungee?
We have a couple good comments here. Kevin says to treat the hallways like the men's bathroom. Don't talk. Unless you're the guy on Half Moon Key who wanted to shake my hand at the urinal. But, I mean, hey, you do you, boo. Let's see. Let's see. Rob says, I like to knock and scratch.
That was a good comment.
Against this week? I didn't see Bruce.
No, it was a comment about being at the Stone Pony. And yeah.
That's a segue and a half. I don't know how you get into this.
Sorry, it was a comment from last week about the urinals, and they were at the urinal, and he's like, "Did you shake his hand?" He's like, "I sure did." Anyway, sorry, I don't remember who it was. So if you're in the chat and it was you, good comment. Let us know.
We're gonna let this one go because I don't know what's happening right now. Sometimes the doors are accidents, but there was one cruise you could tell. Could we tell the story about the mind your business story, or is that not appropriate right now?
Yeah, we've told it a few times.
Okay. It's a good story. Tell it again later. Yeah.
We went to a show. It was getting late. It was the first night on our kids' first cruise ever. Katie was 7 at the time. She fried. We thought we were going to make it. We went to the show. We knew that it was late. So we sat in the back, in the very, very back corner. Sure enough, the show hasn't started yet and Katie starts to melt. And I say to Brian, but the boys still want to watch it. I say to Brian, I'm going to take Katie up. No problem. I take Katie up. We get up there. She settles down. Half an hour later, the boys all come in. And Katie is, after she finally calmed down, she's tired. She's fried. She's angry. She's just over stim all day long. And she starts fighting with the boys. Mm-hmm. Now Brian's upset and they start screaming at each other. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I want to say it's about 9 o'clock at night. It definitely wasn't 10 yet. It wasn't super late, but it was late enough where it was like time to settle down. And I am like, me and Brian are like, guys, knock it off. Not okay. Everybody's going to bed. We're turning on the lights. So this goes on for about 5 minutes. Does not go on long. We don't let it go on long, but long enough for us to get the situation under control. As soon, and this is in the vlog, it's when Kevin says, I got cruise ship on my pants. And you hear the knock on the door, and I look at Brian and I turn around, and then like two scenes later in our vlog, I'm like crying. Yeah, that's what happened. The next door neighbor comes and she's like, is everything okay? I was like, yes, I'm really, really sorry. The kids are a little tired. We got them calmed down. They're going to bed. We apologize.
You could tell what her opinion was, though.
And she's like,
and it wasn't, I want to help.
Are you sure everything is okay? I was like, it is. And she's like, are you sure? And she said something, whatever. And I was like, now I'm like getting like, wait a minute. Like they're calm. They calm down. So sorry. So this was a situation in which, you're still, and we've talked about this before. So I'll segue into, we apologize sincerely that it didn't go on for a long time. We got it under control. Our kids got loud for like a minute. And then, what are you going to do? If you don't want that to happen to you, don't cruise on a family-friendly cruise line.
Yes.
Let's not go on Carnival. Let's not go on Disney. Let's probably not go on Royal, and let's not go on even NCL.
I'm happy to book you on Holland America
because these are family-friendly cruise lines, right? This is.
I want to bring up a comment that I think AJ put this up here. Please excuse us blind people when our kings hit the walls and doors. We try not to be loud when we use our canes to get around the ship, dude. Bang on everything you want. Like that is that's your listen, I've got 40 people
independence and we fully support it.
I've got 40 people in the chat here that are willing to throw down and kick some ass.
That's true.
If anybody gives you a hard time for that.
So we can tie those two together, right? So AJ, Melody, and like us with the kids and anybody else out there, like we're cruising with tolerance, right? So there's etiquette. And then there's things that happen and there's things that like the people just have to accept and know that there's a level of tolerance. And I said this last week, you're cruising on literally a city on the water. It's a bunch of people. You're not going to like everybody. You're not going to get along with everybody. You're not going to be happy about everything. But if you want to live in a perfect little bubble, you probably shouldn't cruise.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Go and have a good time. None of this ever ruins my cruise. So
that's really what it comes down to. Is
it's Mark and Nate.
There
hey,
they are.
How you doing,
thanks
guys?
for joining us, guys.
I will tell them. Okay, off my soapbox.
Hold on, let's see.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah,
Diaz.
you got. Listen,
one apology is enough.
It's funny because we're sitting here, I say amongst friends, we're all here saying, don't cut in line, don't save seats, don't slant. We're not. If you're in this chat, if you're down here,
this is the choir, guys.
We're like, we're like. I said it before. You know what really grinds my gears? Everybody here gets it.
Yeah,
and it's our job, I think, to kind of impress that etiquette on.
I was so proud of our kids tonight when we asked them, and they had a bunch of stuff to say. So that's good. That makes me happy. But let's just talk about. We always talk about the replay and the education factor, and there are people out there looking for videos and information and stuff. So if you're watching this on the replay, if you're coming here to see what people have to say about whatever, whether you agree or disagree with us, take it with a grain of salt. Drop a comment. Let us know how you feel. Let us know your experiences. Tell us your stories. And hopefully we can help spread some information.
Yeah, and I usually try to leave the live chat on for the replay, so that way, if you are watching this on the replay and you are looking for cruise advice, there's, like I said, there's a solid 40 plus people here that love talking about cruising, and they're joining us here on a Sunday night, and hit any of them up with some questions. We're more than happy to welcome you into that cruise community. And I think we sum it all up with Keith's wonderful comment here. Just be courteous. Like,
I love it. Yeah.
I was going to say it slightly differently.
Just be a good person.
Yes. Don't be a.
How about the do unto others?
Don't be a.
I like Keith's. Just be courteous.
Yes, it's very simple. It's like we said last week. Most of what you can do on a cruise to have good etiquette, you learned in kindergarten.
Yeah. All right.
Be nice to each other. Don't cut in line. Wash your hands.
We did door slammers.
Yes, we did.
We did talking loud in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
We didn't really.
We didn't talk about this one. We did the cutting line. We did the reserving the seasons shows. We talked about the Premier Pass.
Somebody did mention sitting on stairways.
Oh, that was Josh last week.
Yeah, I never really experienced that until our last cruise. There was some little teenage girl. She was just sitting there reading her book, sitting on the stairs, and I'm like, it's a huge ship. There's
lots of places to read. Lots of places to read.
Oh, it's another one that we didn't mention that somebody brought up last week. Leaving the plates of food outside your room.
Oh, outside your door in the hallways, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That used to be what you're supposed to do. It used to be what you're supposed to do, right? Just take your plates, put them outside your door. They'll come by and pick them up. But I think now that services change, they're doing like one services for most cruise lines a day, things of that nature. I don't think that that's really what you're supposed to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. But all the crew are struggling. I mean, we know Norwegian laid off a bunch of their staff, and their staff's down. Royal just put out there that they're going to be going from two services per day on your room down to one. So
Melissa has a good comment here. She had a situation when she was wearing an orange shirt, and people are judging us when we were dealing with the situation. People do come up and say, great job, and others just say mean things. So for those of you who don't know, Melissa and I and a bunch of others, we help out on cruises at times with people with disabilities of various natures. And that comes a lot of times, mostly kids. And a lot of times that comes along with us having to deal with situations in which, things that we're trained and know how to handle. But when you're dealing with kids on the spectrum, kids with autism, kids with other various disabilities, adults with various disabilities, you don't know anybody else's situation. Mm-hmm. You don't know who they are, what they're dealing with, or how they're dealing with it. So you know what? You just do you. Move about your merry way. Let everybody else do what they do, and just hold your judgment. I mean, that's what I'll say. I'll just say. So Melissa, I feel you. I feel you sincerely. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. And Melissa, I don't like to talk about this stuff too much in our live chats. But I'll say this: when I wear that orange shirt, sometimes. I have a lot of people come up to me and think I'm cruise staff
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it happens all the time. Melissa, it probably happens to you, right? I mean, people come up to us all the time and they ask us questions like we're cruise staff because it appears like we might be, but we're not. We're not cruise staff. We're volunteers with a separate organization. And sometimes it's just, I try to explain that I always try to answer the question to the best of my ability and then point them to an actual cruise staff member.
I don't get paid to be here.
Well, I always try to help them because I mean I know a lot, but and then I point them to an actual and I try to explain to them that I'm not actually.
I'm going to jump over to Rob's comment here. He said in his last video, be clean, the first and greatest commandment, and the second is be courteous. All cruising etiquette hangs on those two commandments. Kevin and Julie are having a little side conversation here, and I'm not going to click on it, but I don't know what's happening over there, but good for them. Good for those. Let's see.
I think that goes back to the noise level in the cabins, right, guys?
Oh, okay. So here, let's go back to this. Nancy says Carnival expected you to put the plates outside your cabin. I haven't heard otherwise. Is that new for Carnival?
I don't know. I just know a lot of people have been complaining about it. I personally don't have an issue with it. I think that that's a fine thing. It's like, I mean, it's not you're tripping over it. There's plenty of room.
We did it but I did notice on the breakaway that there were a few people that did it, and that hallway was pretty narrow, and those carts that they're using to bring the towels and stuff was getting Tony's bringing it back to
we'll have to find that out. We'll have to
Tony's
do some
bringing
research.
it back to the elevators.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wait, hold on.
John Hill said.
There to here says John Hill recently said they still want you to do that. So there it is. If it's coming from the man, do it. Throw your plates all over the hallway.
Yeah, we usually get some sort of breakfasty kind of whatever. We typically go for the complimentary type room service because we love coffee in the morning and whatever danishes or yogurts we can get, and just to kind of get us off and out of the room.
Okay. So,
but then we don't have to put it out in the hall because usually we're leaving the room. We just leave it there when our room is made up. It's taken. But I have no problem. I have no problem personally with anybody putting it out in the hallway.
Mass Cruiser said this last week. He still says that the videos of Barney the dinosaur should be required at all at embarkation. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You really are not wrong. I don't
disagree.
A lot of people saying Carnival's still saying to leave them in the
all right, cool.
in the hallways. So
but I wonder if that's Carnival too. So I wonder if that's any different between any of the other lines. We'll have to do some research on that.
That's true.
We'll find out.
Heidi says, never heard about the orange shirts. Is there anything on them that indicates what you are doing, or is it just the color tag for those who know?
No. The back of our shirts say they do have staff, and the front of them do have the organization that we're with. So it's an organization shirt, and the back of them say staff. So I think that staff sometimes can confuse people, but we always are polite and always, like I said, help out the best we can, and then lead them to the right person. But we're clearly marked so that way the people that we're helping know where we are, that we're there to help, and that we're identified as helpers.
Important comment of the night: cruising is supposed to be a non-judgment activity. We say this all the time. We are equal opportunity cruisers. We are non-denominational cruisers. We go on every line.
I cruise to have a good time. I cruise to have fun with my family. I cruise to see new places, and I don't have time. I don't have energy, and I don't have enough wind in my sails to give it to anybody else. So
Tony, no worries on the that was a big thing last. I don't know why that wasn't showing. Tony was asking, he didn't know the elevator was already covered. Yeah, we talked about, you did say there was one thing about elevators you wanted to talk about this week.
Oh yeah, well, I'm just reading the rest of this one. Yeah, exactly. It's okay. So we talked a lot about the elevators and people cutting off to get in the elevators, but the one thing we didn't talk about is the overcrowding of the elevators.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Now, okay.
How many people is it appropriate to put in an elevator?
Well, okay.
And is that the same number is appropriate to put in a hot tub?
First of all, if you look at how many the elevator can hold on any elevator that you're on a cruise ship, it will always be double what is absolutely possible of fitting in there.
No more than 20 people.
This can fit 50 people, and you'll look around and there's 10 in your.
Oh, we said that on the breakaway. Remember we had.
I've been looking every time now, all the time now, because we were on every ship that we're on, but I personally don't have a problem with overcrowding elevators at any point in time. I'm just like, you know what? If we can fit you on, we can fit you on. But I do know that it bothers some other people.
No.
It bothers some people, whether it's like claustrophobia thing, whether it's a germ thing, whether it's just a personal space thing, whatever it is to them. So if I'm going to get on an elevator, what I do?
Should I tell the Harmony story?
No. Was I clear enough? No, if an elevator looks kind of full, I usually ask, is there room? Do you mind? Can I fit? If people seem hesitant, I'm like, no problem. I'll wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're welcoming, because a lot of times people are like, yeah, whatever, climb on.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do. And
I love the people where there's
that's
like
just
three
us
people
personally.
on the
How
elevator.
do you guys feel about it?
I love the where there's like 3 people on the elevator and there's one person standing right in the doorway like, it's full. No, dude, it ain't. It's not full. Like
Oh, you're welcome, Heidi. Heidi said thank you for the information. Heidi, yeah, feel free to send us a message and I can fill you in more offline. But that's just, you know what? There's all kinds of people that cruise. There's all kinds of organizations. There's all kinds of people.
Well, so Melissa says, I am bad about jumping into overcrowded elevator. I take my back off and squeeze in. Now, I tell you this. Now,
especially when we're late to get somewhere.
I don't want to go back too much on elevators here, but like
I think it's a huge.
I've said to the kids,
they need to talk
like
about
when we were on Oasis, we were on deck 12 and the pool was on deck 14. Yeah. And there's no deck 13.
Yeah, so it was one floor.
So when the kids wanted to go from the room to the pool and they started walking towards the elevator bank, I'm like, no. You are 10, 8, and 7. Get your butts up the stairs. Yeah. That was, but
that's
then
also,
you're going to go
it's
from.
Not because we don't want whatever, but that the exercise is definitely, better for them. But B, like save the elevators for the people who need them. There are plenty of people who can't take the stairs would benefit from the elevators.
Deck 12 down to deck 4 for main dining room while Julie's in her heels, getting ready to go to dinner, carrying her dirty martini. That is a total appropriate elevator time.
There we go. So Heidi says she doesn't like overcrowded elevators and her husband has mobility issues. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many people that do have mobility issues. Mm-hmm. So if you don't, and you're only going a floor or two, man, I have no problem. Yeah. Like I try to take the stairs. You referred to I'm going to keep your Harmony story really, really brief. But
it's kind of very.
It was during the COVID times, right. And there was not supposed to be more than 5 people in an elevator. Now we're a family of 5. There was one woman in the elevator, and we went to get on, and Katie is like fried, and Brian's carrying her, and we just want to get back to the room.
That was bad.
And we had quite a few floors to go up or down, and she stood alone in the elevator and was like, "You can't come on here," and we just looked at her. I'm like, dude, just go on with Katie. I'll take the stairs, whatever. No, he huffed away. He's like, I'm not getting on with that lady.
As she was holding her martini and her bottle of champagne and barely able to stand up.
She had a bottle of something.
Not that I'm judging, because it's
okay.
Not judging. Not judging.
No,
not judging.
But it was like, come on, are you kidding me? We're a family of 5. It's the 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
And there was 2 people. No elevator for 2 floors.
I'm trying to remain neutral, so I know some of you are be like, yeah, okay, I have no problem with that lady, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So we covered elevators again. We've covered guys, chairs. We've covered. Listen,
we're hitting our hour too. So what else do we want to talk about? Anything else? What else do we need to hit? Or what else? What other questions we got? Anything else? Let's wrap this up on a fun, nice note, because I'm etiquetted out. I don't think I want to do a part 3.
No, there will be no part 3, because you know what? I think that this conversation that we've had this last 2 weeks, I think it's done a lot, especially hopefully for the replay. So for anybody that who's new to cruising, direct them to these 2 videos from this week and last week. Thank you guys for all your comments and your input. I
think too, like it's good to open dialogue and conversation.
There were 2 little things that we didn't, and Kevin has brought up another one.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, go ahead, click on that.
Yeah.
Foul language.
Yes, you should always use foul language wherever. Oh, no, you shouldn't. You should not use.
No, seriously. Like, there's plenty of times. This is throw anything down from the balcony.
I see. We once had a lady throwing ducks off the balcony down to a pier. You're not supposed to any. Yes, you're not supposed. Also in the nude. Okay. Wow.
Okay, so like,
So there's a lot of things happening right now. There's a lot of
some foul language
there's a
might have
lot
slipped
of-
from my mouth in that situation. I don't know.
Stay tuned where we talk about the NCL escape. No, so I don't believe being well, unless you're on the Carnival Pride for those couple weeks where it's designated that you're supposed to be in the birthday suits. Yeah, I don't think.
All right, we digress. Let's go.
Yeah, well, let's take that one down.
So-
Let's take that one down.
So go back to
Thank you
Kevin's
for
comment.
commenting.
So
Yeah, let's go back to.
He
yes.
said, foul language. So you know what? This is me personally. I have, you know what? I have no problem with people,
Hold on.
whatever.
It's
It
perfect.
does bother me when people are.
You walked in at the perfect time, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you have no idea.
Welcome to the train wreck.
So like, you know, when every other word out of somebody's mouth is F this, F that, and oh gosh,
What? It wasn't me. Thank you for clarifying, Wanda. We appreciate that.
So yeah, so the language thing, if you're out in the middle, if you're sitting at, you know, in a place where they're, in the main dining room, the buffet, the cruise terminal, the port, the line to get in and off the ship or on and off the ship, in the show, out at the pool, wherever you are, and every other word out of your mouth is F this, F that, blah, 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 blah. Like, I personally don't care, kids or not kids. Like that, I'm just like, dude, find a way to express yourself other than using that language, because it's just annoying. I don't care. But I think
I believe Nancy knows the identity of the nude duck tosser, but I don't think she's going to share. Someone from that Tony from the Little Okay complained about. That's all I will say.
All right.
It's a hint.
Huh.
Kevin, what is formal night like on those nude cruises? I don't know.
A bow tie?
I don't know.
I haven't been there, but if you ever visit,
I don't know.
You let us know.
This chat's taking a left turn. Let's bring it back.
I can't.
I need more.
Yeah, I'm still. I had a pretty full glass because, you know, Julie poured for me. It's
well,
like
no,
up to here.
well, I had the drink package tonight, so.
Rob. Oh. All right.
All right. Well, it's beyond 10 o'clock, so we're good with the PG-13 rating. So we're fine. We're totally fine there. We're totally fine there. No, we're good.
I think I just want to pull it all together. So let's talk about. We've been talking about etiquette now for 2 weeks. And we've come back around. We've said it again and again. I think number one, and who said this before? Courtesy, right? Be courteous.
Yes.
Keith, right? He said that.
Yes.
Be courteous. Have some tolerance. Have a level of tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go with. Worry about yourself. You know, don't worry about what anybody else is doing, how they're doing it. If it doesn't affect you, don't worry about it, and just do you. And then just be kind and respectful. Be a good person.
You know,
you're sharing space. You're sharing a small quarters with a bunch of people.
You're sticking anywhere from 2,000 to 6,000 people on a small space that's traveling, and everybody's just trying to have a good time, and everybody just wants to get a good meal and get a nice drink and enjoy some entertainment. And your good time does not mean somebody else can't have theirs. So just be good to each other, be happy with each other, be kind to each other. And if you are, you will find yourself in one of these chats talking to all of these wonderful people that we now call friends and family.
Yeah.
And thank you all, guys, to the 40 plus of you who have joined us tonight.
Still with us tonight
to talk about.
Can I say a special message to each and every one of you watching this, whether you're watching us here now, whether you're watching us later. I just want to say thank you for watching, but also if we've said anything that you wholeheartedly disagree with, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to leave a message. Feel free to agree or disagree with us, but hopefully we can still find a mutual level of respect and agree to disagree, because listen, that's what makes this world and this cruising community so awesome. Don't worry about it. And hopefully, we just
And
see
I apologize to anybody whose comments I didn't click on to put on the screen. I did read all of them, and we tried to get everybody's comments up. Great participation in this topic, and we're so glad that
Chris, I knew I liked Denise.
We're so glad that we are amongst like-minded individuals, and we want to grow this community, get more people involved in this chat, get more people involved in this, and teach people the right way to cruise. We're teaching our kids the right way to cruise. Bill, you joined us. You joined us right as we're about to log off. But thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
I can't click on it because you're on your computer. But Sharon, I see you just said seriously. Poor etiquette makes everyone's cruise experience.
I got it.
Proper etiquette. Proper etiquette.
Poor etiquette makes everyone's no.
It makes everybody's cruise experience better. It really does. Just being mindful of other people.
Just be a good human being. That's really what it comes down to. And we said it last week, and I'll repeat it. Pretty much everything you need to know to be good on a cruise, you learned in kindergarten. So just go back to kindergarten. Be nice to each other. Keep your hands to yourself.
No kicks tonight.
There was one or two. No, there were some. There was some. It was a small kick count. We were in single digits tonight, which I'm pretty proud of. But yes. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your comments.
Love you guys.
For chiming in with the chat. Have a great week. Next week we will be celebrating Irish Christmas with St. Patrick's Day.
Friday is St. Patrick's Day, and
so
we
have a great
week. Guys, you know what? Let's do a poll, because I don't know if we know what we're going to talk about next week. So maybe we'll put a poll in, but I don't know. Like, guys, drop us a comment. What should we talk about next week? Let's see. Where should we go with this?
That's a good point. Yes. Laura says, "Oh, thank you for joining us, Laura. I'm sorry we missed you before. You're awesome. Thank you every week for this awesome community. Yes, this is an awesome community.
We love you.
I'm going to leave you with Brewster said they already died the River Green in Chicago. Nice. I'm going to leave it with Patrick's comment, because being a what?
No, I'm reading.
Oh, what to wear on a cruise? Like on the Carnival Pride cruise, or like.
Thank you, Julie.
Yes.
Would you stop it? Jesus. Oh my goodness.
No, I want to leave it with what Patrick says, because we were born in the and movies of the 90s, movies of the 80s. We'll leave you with Bill and Ted's Be Excellent to Each Other.
See you on the seas.
See you on the seas.